Hello again, this one's on galleons and steamers, up close with the Waverly, some boats that can't sail, running with the Spanish Armada, which I survived, and some boats that can sail. Leaving from a secret muddy location near the mouth of the Beaulieu River. It's grey on the way out and I'm expecting the way back to be wet and horrible, so I'm taking my little Lomo flashing beacon, launching in the muddy creek indicated by my trained fly, also packing the Lomo Avast dry kag for that wet return home. Thoughtfully, I've spared you the mud wrestling scene from getting into the boat. Soon on the way back out towards the main channel. So the boats moving across in front of my nose there are in the main channel out of Beaulieu River. I'm crossing that main channel, heading towards Cowes, watching over the shoulder for traffic. So cut across the channel. There's a bit of a mud bank there. I don't care, the yachts do. And you're soon into traffic. These guys were coming into the river. Exchanged a bit of banter. They had the kettle on. These guys worked out how to use the sail, so that's always good to watch. And more traffic. There's a yacht race or something going on by the coast of the island, so I'm keeping an eye on that, wondering if I have to go through the middle of it. Always makes friends. So for the eagle-eyed, coming along from my left behind this yacht, that is the Waverly, the paddle steamer from 1946, I believe. Very distinctive cross-section. I've got across in front of that and then had the chance to just drift and watch it go by. I'll leave a link in the description to the Waverly. There's a whole load of history. It's got quite a long, interesting history. Now coming along beside it, on the far side from where I am, there's a little speedboat following it. I presume they're filming or something. To reiterate a common topic, the audio is not much good because the camera is in a dive case, hence me talking over the top of it. I've saved some of the audio from the hand camera I was carrying, so I'll shush and you can hear it go by. I'm afraid that's it for the audio, and unfortunately I forgot to splash some water over the camera as well to get rid of the splashes. So now to wiggle around, get back on course towards Cowes, and we'll go and have a look at this galleon. And over my shoulder in a moment, just there you see that speedboat that had been shadowing the Waverly is now on its way back. And that came and passed me. Here he is again. Coming towards Cowes, still a bit more traffic, a mixture of sailing boats and speedboats. The yacht race seems to have calmed down, which is good, saves me going through the middle of that. It's the Cardinal Boy of Gurnard, or Gurnard if you're local. And the masts there are visible over the top. Big old belch of smoke from the ferry. And we'll make it along the seafront into Cowes, onto Medina. This is Captain Chris's Mermaid, if you remember that video. His lady friend, she hasn't moved much. And there we go, so the tide's actually already pretty firmly against me here, which was a good way before the tide was supposed to turn, but the river seems to do its own thing. Cannons at the ready for any kayakers coming by. So this ship is the Andalucía. It's a replica built of the original Galleon and it sails around primarily as a museum from what I can gather, and you can actually buy passages and go on experience sailing trips. You'll see shortly, I'll show you the sign. I did come down the inside of this wharf in the hope of finding somewhere to pull out close by. It wasn't going to happen, so heading back towards the main launching ramp there ahead. So right here you've got quite a strong current trying to sweep you off the side of that ramp, and I'm keeping a close eye on those steel eyes. I didn't want the waves to plop me down and poke a hole in the boat. All is well, don't look up my shorts please. We made it. As dignified as it gets. Reckless red funnel must be doing 20 knots, so I might have sped that up a bit. Here's your sign. Photobombed by a spider, I see. I did a quick walk around the outside. What a lovely stern, eh? Oh, sir. And a slightly random change of pace on the right. Last stages of my very quick walk around, I didn't bother going in. So with the forecast for rain and skank, the dry cag comes out. Lomo avast, you need one. Sling some seaweed off. Go. So back on the water, expecting a faster return leg now with the wind and the tide behind. So doing some reading, the Andalucía, this replica galleon, 160 feet long, built in 2009. Not quite original, with a couple of big engines, but you can't win them all. Very impressive though, up close, looking at the detail, the workmanship, it's pretty good. There you go, one galleon done. You don't often see that. Grab it while it's there. So we're back on the road home. Leave the galleon behind. Chris's lady friend again, farewell, all the best. Crafty pan round on the green marker buoy. While off to my right is a container ship coming around the Brambles Bank, so he's coming out of Southampton water. Check out my video about the whirlpool that creates in the process. Meanwhile, here's that Cardinal buoy again. Another sailor that uses the sails, get in there. I've been watching that red tanker for a while, just to make sure he did make that turn north around the Brambles Bank. Until they make the turn, it looks as though they're coming straight at you. More traffic just to keep an eye on, and coming up now, the line of trees is that Beaulieu bit of coast. Just to prove, it did rain, and a bit of gratuitous Valkyrie spotting. That's my camera cleaning technique. Very high tech, but it does work if you remember to do it. And the channel marker for the Beaulieu River, one of those Cornish crabbers there. Of course you show off, you've got a 360 camera because you can. So we're crossing the channel, nice and dry in that Avast cag though, imagine that. Coming in over a lot of the marshes, it's quite shallow in places. But the tide is now well and truly in, meaning I can get right back to the van instead of the mud wrestling. And there is that cool van, my Copart recycled jobby. And there's the numbers, 2 hours 1 minute, 7.75 nautical miles. That's the whole trip. Again, don't look up my shorts. One round trip, Beaulieu River, mouth down to Cowes. We spotted a galleon, a steamer, a whole load of yachts, and the trip looked like this: straight across into Cowes, straight back again, staying out of that controlled zone which we talked about on my Whirlpool video. As always, stay with us, there will be a lot more to come.